Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello. Well, that was weird.
I know. Did you see where I went this way? Like maybe someone is lurking in the corner watching us?
We literally put her in a corner, too. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Is that what we're calling Taylor now? Her new nickname is Baby.
Well, she does have like the fresh-faced skin of a fetus.
She does. She does.
She was like, I'm sorry, my face is so gross. I'm like, yes, that is your problem today, that your face is so gross.
She's gorgeous. Don't let her fool you. She's trying so hard not to make any noise. You can make noise. It's okay. So we have our editor in the room today. She's coming to visit and watch us perform and be theatrical. And
even though co-star told some people not to.
Fuck that. I will never not be theatrical.
Yeah. I do feel better about going against just strictly contradicting co-star's advice now that I know it's AI generated. Yeah. I feel like now that I know that, a lot of things make more sense.
Totally.
I feel kind of silly for not realizing that sooner.
But like we said earlier, it's very synchronistic.
Yeah.
The day actually I dyed my hair, it said change your hair.
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
I feel like it is.
And I was like, got it. You got this.
Got it.
Co-star.
Woo.
Well, anyway, we will do another episode later with Taylin so you guys can get to know her. now that I've said it on the record, she has to do it and she can't get out of it. So
right.
But in case you didn't know, if you're new here, this is P&W Haunts and Homicides, where we chat about true crime, the paranormal, and all things spooky in the Pacific Northwest, because we live here.
That's correct. Also, sometimes we call it the P&W because we're nasty.
We're so nasty.
My God, I could feel your eyes. The intensity of like, if you don't say it, this fucking bitch.
We also do a tarot reading at the end of every episode, just for a little deeper insight into our topic.
That we do.
Mm-hmm.
What deck are we using this week?
I'm not sure. I brought a bunch of choices. So we'll just kind of see. I don't know. I was kind of feeling my crow deck, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Why, did you have something in mind? Well, I guess you don't know my topic yet. So.
Yeah, I'm just always curious because you're kind of the wild card.
I am a wild card. You are correct. Okay, well, let's get started. So I want to talk a little bit about this cool thing that we have on Facebook that I didn't know that we had until very recently. We have an episode topic suggestion chat on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah.
So I didn't know about it. And then I was, looking around on there because I don't go on Facebook a lot. So I was like, I probably should look and just make sure no one's hacked me or something. So just in case, you never know. It's happened before.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's
so
fair.
I go on there and I see that there's this little chat. So I joined it. And then one of our moderators, Natalia, she messaged what the fuck is it called? She messaged a picture of the Ghosts of Oregon book, which we happen to have behind me on the shelf. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll go peek around in that and try to find my next episode topics. I did. And just for like shits and gigs, I was like, hey, what's your favorite story from the book?
Oh.
Just to see, maybe get future ideas. And wouldn't you know it, she mentioned the very topic I had already planned on doing.
Oh.
It was one of her favorites. She gave a couple others too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That chat is totally brand new and not something that I've told you about before at all.
You sure didn't. If you did, I didn't remember. So it could have gone either way. You could have totally said, I told you about that, you dumb bitch. And I would have believed you.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you did? Oh, so you did tell me about it.
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dumb bitch. I can't even pick up on sarcasm.
sometimes it just sails straight overhead to like crash lands like a San Juan plane.
Caitlin,
What?
it's really creepy that you just said that.
Well, I was just thinking about Colton Harris Moore because that's like recent.
But it's still creepy.
Why?
You'll find out at the end of this episode.
Okay, great. Okay, how far up into my chair should my feet be at this point?
You're fine for a little while.
Okay, great. I'm pretty comfortable right now. I'd really rather not move.
Yeah, it doesn't get really, really spooky until the end. But I guess our definitions of really spooky are different. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So trust no one.
Okay, so let's get into this topic that was so meant to be.
Alrighty.
The legend of how the magnificent Mount Mazama fell was passed down through generations of the Klamath Tribes.
Ooh.
Their story tells of a mighty battle between the spirit of the mountain, aka the chief of the below world, and the spirit of the sky, aka chief of the above world.
Oh, of course.
And like any good story, it involves a beautiful woman, unrequited love, a shouty, angry boy with too much power.
Red pill.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And the ultimate sacrifice to put an end to the destruction.
Oh, no.
So basically, they came up with a story about how these gods were fighting to kind of explain this eruption collapse of this mountain.
Okay. I really don't like that. I don't like Greek mythology where the gods are sort of like they're far more human and they're like kind of amongst us and they have like feelings and emotions and like they do shit that's like sometimes really fucked up and you're like, that doesn't seem super gaudy.
They're a bunch of shouty, angry boys who don't get their way and they fuck shit up.
I don't like that at all. I prefer my, New Testament, super chill Jesus vibe. That's the Judeo-Christian, like I'm comfortable with that.
I mean, they still fuck shit up.
I mean, that's true.
There's a lot of, shouty, angry boys involved in that too.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying they're not like necessarily like Jesus. I guess I was going to say he's not like out walking around.
Just say Jesus.
Well, because like the Greek gods, they're just like kind of hanging out. They like come and go and they're like amongst the humans. I guess technically Jesus did that too. So I don't know.
We don't know what she's talking about.
I just don't like it when they're like, I'm just going to be a dick today and I'm here right next to you. So,
but they have to come up with something to explain all these natural disasters that are completely devastating to their people too. Can you imagine like this giant eruption just fucking up your whole life? And then like, how do you explain that,
I feel like the problem is exactly that I can imagine it and I would like not to.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm talking about another volcano.
I know.
Guys. I don't know why this keeps happening.
It's kind of one of your bugaboos.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But this one's cool.
All right. Take your word for it, I guess. When have you ever steered me wrong?
So roughly 8,000 years ago, Mount Mazama erupted and collapsed, leaving behind a caldera that eventually filled with rain and melted snow.
Ooh.
The ghost of this once magnificent mountain is now called Crater Lake.
Oh.
Have you been there?
I don't think so.
No?
It's one of the only like truly classic like Oregon experiences that I don't think I've ever had. It's just really far.
I don't know how far it is because I was a kid when I went, but it is like so classic that it's on our freaking license plates, right? Like you can get a Crater Lake license plate.
Sure can. I'm not gonna, but you can.
I want one. I've always wanted one, but then I was like, wait, no, because I like the tree. Because I
like the trees.
You guys know how I feel about trees. So
yeah, she's kind of a tree hugger.
Yeah, don't call me a tree fucker again.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I wasn't thinking it, but.
So this is located in the Cascades in the Southwest Oregon. In the Southwest Oregon.
In the Southwest of Oregon. That would work.
I was just going to say in Southwest Oregon. That was my original sentence.
Yeah.
For those of you who have never seen the lake and haven't like seen pictures on our social media before listening to this, it is blue.
Blue.
It is so blue. Like the bluest blue that ever blued, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sensing a theme with the lights.
Yeah,
that makes
with the blue lights.
sense. Okay.
Even some of the first proposed names for the lake were Mystery Lake, Deep Blue Lake, and Lake Majesty.
Oh.
So it's very like otherworldly.
Your Majesty.
And I have some very fun photos that I'm going to text to you guys.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, they're there.
They're really old photos from when Cassie was a little kid with her little baby brother.
Just a baby.
At Crater Lake with her family.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it is blue.
So blue. These are like scanned, like actual photos that were developed from film, you guys.
Okay.
I'm just like laughing at my outfit because I'm wearing like blue camo pants and like a blue shirt that I'm pretty sure was my mom's.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic look.
And I think these are like zip off pants. I think like they zipped off into capris.
Love that. Seriously.
And my hair is its natural color, which I'm trying to get back to eventually.
Yeah, I can see where clearly you're very close with the purple.
So, right. This is my natural. I'm a Teletubby.
Yeah, I'm actually a natural lavender.
I'm trying to grow out my roots.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely have to share those pictures with you guys because they're funny.
They're cute. Honestly, the pictures of me at Yellowstone are equally something.
Ooh. Are you young?
Oh, yes.
Do you have curly hair? That was a dumb question.
I think in those pictures, I can't remember for sure. I can tell you that I did apparently own something that was nearly a crop top.
Oh.
As opposed to now, where I own absolutely zero anything cropped, unless you count my pants.
Literally wearing a crop top right now.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can say I have photographic evidence. I've literally never had the midriff for a crop top.
I mean, I don't really either, but I don't fucking care.
And I know we're saying like every body is a beach body, but listen, it's a little bit of a beached whale type of if that's what we mean by beach.
It's just whatever you're comfortable with.
I look comfortable in the photo. Me viewing the photo now all these years later, very uncomfortable.
Oh, so we're going to have to share it with everyone.
Never.
You brought it up. That means we get to share it.
If I can track it down, we just might, because it is pretty funny.
I want a picture of me in those pants with them zipped off.
Oh, the dream.
So, why is this lake so blue? Well, I'll tell you because I Googled it. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, for starters, she's real deep. Like real deep. The Caldera Depression is about 4,000 feet deep.
That's too many.
And the maximum depth of the lake recorded in 2000 is 1,949 feet. So that's still like really, really deep for a lake.
I'm uncomfortable with both of those numbers, actually.
It's actually the deepest lake in the United States.
Okay, that tracks.
Yeah. And it's like one of the deepest in the world too. So she's a pretty big deal. Mm-hmm.
It's just not that deep, you know?
Crater Lake would disagree with you.
Yeah. I don't want to start a fight with her.
And that's like the 1949? That's the deepest recorded. So like I don't know if they actually know if it goes deeper than that. And the levels do fluctuate too. So depending on the weather.
Rainfall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Everything is A-okay.
The water is also incredibly clean and clear since it's like rain and snow melt. It's very clear water and there's very little pollution up there. Okay, so I'm going to read a quote from the Oregon Explorer.
Ooh.
That will kind of explain the situation better than I could in my own words.
Okay.
Quote, sunlight is able to penetrate deep into the water. The depth absorbs many of the longer rays and reflecting the shorter rays of the white light spectrum. Red light is the longest wavelength, thus gets absorbed. Violet and blue light are the shortest wavelengths, thus get scattered and reflected back to us.
Oh, okay.
Scienced.
Yeah,
so that kind of is why it's so blue, because it's so deep that all of the other colors just get absorbed into the water and don't reflect back.
Okay, so I just had a really probably dumb, but also potentially really funny thought. Does that mean it's like a huge compliment to say that somebody has like a blue dick?
That's really deep?
Yeah, because like it goes deep. You know what I mean?
When it
God, I can see exactly from your face. I'm like, that didn't go as I anticipated.
Well, would it be a compliment to have like a blue vagina? Because like it goes so deep that it's blue.
I don't think so. No, I don't know. I don't like this anymore.
So many things up in there.
I messed up, you guys. I don't like what I did there, and I would like to change my answer.
I'm a proud blue cooter, okay?
Okay, well now I'm thinking about like people say like balls deep, and I'm like, and blue balls is also a saying, so like
you should say blue light ray deep. But it's blue light rays deep.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, we don't even know what we're saying right now.
No.
Well, before our technology was so advanced that we could actually measure like with like sonar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The lake was thought to be bottomless because no one
of
could
course.
like find the bottom of it.
They're like, you could dig your way to China.
Exactly. Does it go through the other side of the world?
That's the vibe. Just like keep going.
It's just going. It's like Mel's hole.
Yeah.
Blast from the past.
Blasting through the hole.
The Klamath people even thought of it as like a gateway to the underworld because of the whole, the god fighting situation where the chief of the mountain was like the god of the underworld, or the chief of the underworld. I said that backwards, but you guys know what I mean. And they treated it as a sacred space.
Okay.
And some believe you shouldn't even gaze upon the water's hypnotic surface.
She says after she texts us like multiple pictures of it.
They're pictures though. You're not in person. It's different.
Okay. Well, suddenly I'm feeling super okay about never having been.
But like the water it's hypnotic, but it's kind of a darker blue than hypnotic though.
Yeah.
It's not hypnotic blue.
Yeah. It's like a much lighter blue. It's more of like a tropical, like white sand beach kind of a blue.
I think the blue color can kind of change depending on things too. Like it can go a little lighter, a little darker, but I don't think it would go that light.
Yeah. One time I mixed a really gross cocktail with hypnotic.
Was it grosser than the dirty bong water I was drinking last night?
Still, actually, no.
I'm not going to even explain myself to you guys.
Yeah. You're just going to have to listen to the other show at some point, and maybe those dots will connect.
Okay, but we're going to talk about this hypnotic surface.
Right. Listen.
I'm just waiting.
You didn't warn me.
Are you up? Are your feet up?
Yeah.
Are you good to go?
You up?
You up? No. No.
It's always a no.
Bad.
I'm sorry. You texting me after 10 p.m.?
Unless I'm texting someone to ask if they're up, then they have to answer.
Obviously.
I don't do that.
Pussy power.
Anyway, back to our story.
Right.
So it was thought that if you gazed too long at the lake, you eventually wouldn't be able to look away.
Oh, great.
Kind of like when you look at my face. And then I wrote in parentheses in like dark blue, the sentence is going to be really hard to say, but make it dramatic. I don't know, not supposed to be theatrical, you guys.
I'm fucking dead.
How did my horoscope know?
Okay.
We'll see if I can get this out on the first try.
Okay.
The stunningly beautiful but equally deadly depths would lure you to your death.
Oh my God.
I actually said it though. I said it the first time.
You did. And that, I feel like right now, like my body needs to burp and it made me so nervous. I'm like grasping myself like, ah.
Yeah, we're going to come back to this topic a little later on.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get through some other a bunch of other stuff first before we get there, actually.
Super.
So this is super unfortunately on theme for Thanksgiving.
What?
So when we came and, you know, we did that thing where we kind of took all of the land from the people that already lived here.
Yeah.
You know, you remember when that happened?
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a treaty that was signed that was supposed to allow the Klamath Tribes to keep the land where Crater Lake was.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then I guess the lake was too alluring. And we were just like, nah.
Spoiler
gotta have
alert.
that. We got to have it. You guys can't have it. We know we signed a treaty, but we're going to take it anyway. So,
God, why do white people suck so bad?
Yeah. They're like, you have enough land. You know, we gave you some. You're fine. Yeah.
That's great.
So they took this sacred space
oh, no.
from people who really respected it. But, you know, at least we turned it into a national park. So that kind of...
I think that came a lot later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot after they found it. But at least we made it one. So we have like some sort of respect for the land.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Great. That's why we call it Turkey Day now.
Yeah. Be thankful your land didn't get stolen from you, Day.
Oh, boy. Wait, I'm sorry, what land?
I know, right? I guess, yeah, we don't really have any either.
If it makes you feel better, generations later, we also have no land. Not the same. Not going to equate those, but wow.
And I guess they can take it from you if you owe money of some sort. You can still just get your land taken away from you.
Also eminent domain. So just like nothing is safe or secure ever. And we're just entering a period of time when the conservatives have taken over everything that holds our country together. And I'm sure that will be fine.
It's probably going to be a lot like, I don't know, this technology situation we're having. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is just the beginning of something.
But like in your uterus?
Yeah.
It's glitching. It's glitching.
We are in a glitched simulation. So
I've never been more convinced of that than right meow.
Right meow.
Right meow. Okay, anyways.
Okay. In 1853, John Hillman, along with two other men, were searching for the Lost Cabin gold mine, which sounds like really cool. I don't know why. I want to go searching for the Lost Cabin gold mine.
It's always a John, you know?
Yeah. That was a very common name. It still is.
Yeah.
Hillman or John, if you're nasty.
And of course we are, so.
So John, with the help of his donkey, became the first white man to discover Crater Lake.
Donkey.
Donkey. I can just imagine like their whole journey up there was like Shrek. It was like Shrek and donkey.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he gets to the top and he's like, wow, this must be what Christopher Columbus felt like.
I discovered something.
Yeah. Let me discover it.
Yeah.
Boy.
So he was, to be clear, the first white man to discover it, not the first person to discover it at all by a long shot.
Not by like a lot.
No. One source said that he saw a snow white deer with pink eyes on his way there. And I'm
I
like,
don't really care for that.
was that a good omen or a warning?
I feel like that's a valid question.
So like I would need to be there and like feel the vibe.
Yeah.
Because a pink deer, or not a pink deer, a white deer with pink eyes would be like, could be like kind of cute. And I think it would be cute.
We're going to need a vibe check on aisle 3.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to 1853 and find John and his donkey and go get the vibe check.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm time traveling, I just may have other pressing things to do.
Yeah.
Currently, but
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be at Crater Lake. You can go do whatever you want.
Okay. We just get like a pass and then we both can go and do the things we need to.
Yeah. And then we'll meet up 4 years from now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yay.
In the 90s, there were some earthquakes that emanated from the previously thought to be dormant volcano. So,
like in the lake?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was afraid you were going to say that. And I had a feeling that I put my left foot down a little too soon. And, you know, you love it and you hate it when you're right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's not very clear if it's dormant or not because there's been like activity.
Answers.
I don't have any for you.
That
I'm
is
so
inhumane.
Sorry. We'll just have to go visit and see if the ground shakes, you know?
Wow. You're just really living on the edge today.
I know I don't like volcanoes, but for some reason, if it's filled with water, I feel okay about it.
Yeah, that's totally fine. You know what would make this volcano super chill? Is if it was at the bottom of like a super deep lake with a lot of water that it could just like, that would be like a volcano tsunami.
But the water will stop the lava from coming out, right?
Oh my God,
No.
it is. It's Sharknado.
No Sharknado.
It's the Sharknado of natural disasters. And I, for one, will not be here for it.
There are no sharks in the lake, you guys.
I'm not saying actual sharks. I'm just saying it's this crazy hybrid that like, I don't need that.
Well, do you want to move on to something that's kind of more interesting and sciencey real quick before we get into some other stuff?
I'm tempted to say yes.
So you remember the lake? Oh, I don't know why I said that because I don't think I said this. So you won't remember because I never talked about it. So we're just kidding.
I do that all the time in my notes. I'm like, you'll recall. And I'm like, actually, I edited that out. So
that's exactly what I did.
This is our introduction to this.
Introducing it now.
Yeah.
Crater Lake has no in or out. So it doesn't have like rivers going into it. Nothing is flowing out of it. Yet there's always rainfall, like new rainfall and snow melt, but it never overflows, despite having twice as much precipitation as evaporation.
Suspicious?
Yeah. I thought that was like kind of interesting because this was like never really a thought for me. I was just like, oh yeah, it evaporates and it falls back down. Like that's how it happens. But then I read like the twice.
It's like surrounded by trees though. Like, is it just the trees like sucking up? They're like real greedy?
No, I don't know. That's not it. I have an answer for you.
Okay.
It's because volcanic rock is quite porous. And so it lets enough water through all of the volcanic rock that surrounds the lake to kind of maintain the water level.
Interesting.
So it has like its own, I can't think of the word.
It's like a built-in like filter.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. It kind of has its own filter.
Just slowly like corroding the volcanic rock, making its way to China.
Totally. That's how science works.
I mean, except, I don't know. I was going to make a joke about tariffs, but
you can go for it. Oh, wait.
I mean, no, I just jokes about tariffs.
So Crater Lake is open all year round. You can go visit it. And I imagine in the winter, you'll want to plan accordingly, have the necessary like winter mountain hiking stuff with you.
Chains.
Make sure you're warm enough, you have enough water, stuff like that. Don't get stuck in the snow because spoiler alert, that has happened.
Oh no.
And you can drive around the lake too, or take a trolley tour.
Oh.
And there's, of course, hiking and glorious viewpoints all around.
Yeah.
As you will get to see from the photos from my childhood. There are some unique islands in Crater Lake.
I love it.
On the west side of the lake is Wizard Island.
Adorable.
And no, it's not a Harry Potter theme park.
Well, that's okay. I feel like at this point, we've all decided as a society that we're just not really wanting to send any more money JK's way.
Oh, no, I will send. I'm sorry. I'm not giving up my Harry Potter. You can cancel me if you want to. I don't like her as a person, but you're not taking Harry Potter from me.
Oh, no one's, it's in the ether, so it exists.
I will go to Wizard Island and make sure it's not a Harry Potter theme park for everyone.
Okay.
Just to be sure. I haven't checked.
That's your cross to bear now.
But it is a volcanic cinder cone that looks like a wizard hat.
Oh,
and I did send you a picture of it. It is in one of my pictures.
Allegedly.
I want to go look at it now. Yeah, it's this guy. The bigger island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that looks more like a little miniature mountain or volcano. I wouldn't have pictured a wizard's hat.
Wizard's hat.
Yeah,
I know,
cute,
right?
though.
Like this was named so long ago and they thought of a wizard's hat, but okay.
What I want to know is like how far that is from the bank. Because as you know, I have an overriding desire to climb the islands when I'm near a body of water. I'm like,
it is not attached. You do have to take a boat there.
Okay, so it's pretty far. So
yeah,
it's not
a little
like
far.
It's not like that other picture that I have where I'm like, I climbed it.
And you're not allowed to swim in there. Like you're without like permits. So I think I maybe talk about this later. I'm not sure.
What?
Yeah, you don't want to go swim in there because it's like a very fragile ecosystem. It's very clean. They don't want
it's a national
pollution.
park. That makes sense. Yeah.
They want to keep it protected.
They're like, is that coral reef safe sunscreen that you're wearing? And I'd be like, yeah, it is. I bought it in bulk.
It's made from coral reef.
Oh,
probably.
No.
Oh, it's so sad. Okay. And some people think that Wizard Island is haunted. People say they see campfires and or smoke on the island. But when rangers search the island for trespassers, because you're definitely not supposed to go there at night, they don't find anyone there when they go to search for these campfires that they're seeing.
Okay.
And more importantly, they don't find any like fires left behind. They don't find any extinguished. They find no evidence of any fires or anyone being there.
Because no one's just like chilling out on that island.
Yeah. That would be kind of weird if they were. It's very remote.
Is it weird or is it like a thing that we all want to do?
I mean, it might be. But I don't know. You probably don't get good cell service out there.
Do Wi-Fi extenders work in that sort of a scenario?
They do have a lodge, so who knows? they might have cell service. I don't know.
I'm kidding. You have to have like an outlet for a Wi-Fi extender. I'm pretty sure.
Right. You bring your own outlet.
Yeah, and that's how that works.
So they do boat tours to the island. So you can go to the island on a boat.
So you can actually go and like set foot on the island.
Yeah, you can. I don't think you're supposed to take your own boat out there. I think you have to.
No, that makes sense.
Take their tour, or you have to get a permit or something to dive there.
It's a national park. They don't have like a boat launch. They're like, there is our boat, and that's the boat that you can go on.
Yeah.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
And you definitely can't stay there. You can't camp overnight or anything like that. So there should literally be nobody out there.
Yeah.
So seeing fires is weird.
Spooky.
I'm like, are they fires though? Or are they lights? Because they say sometimes they see smoke with no fires. Like, what is that?
Like the monster from Lost?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's a smoke monster.
Okay.
You saw one of those recently.
Yeah, and it was totally fine. And everybody just moved on and talked
and
about
never
other
talked
things.
about it again.
What?
There's another island on the southeast side of the lake called Phantom Ship Island.
That doesn't sound like probably the island I would pick.
That
I'd
sounds
be like,
fun. You don't want to go on a ship?
Phantom Ship
A phantom
Island?
ship.
That you have to get on a ship to go out to Phantom Ship Island. You're not seeing a problem with that?
So this was volcanic cone that formed in the shape of a ship. And they call it phantom because it can appear to like disappear at certain angles depending on the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it is not like land really. It's kind of just like pointed up like rocks.
Just like an like obtrusion.
Yeah.
Is
like
that-
this,
is
you
that a
know.
word? That feels like a word.
This describes it very well.
You look like you're
DJ.
voguing. Famously, the most popular move out at Crater Lake.
Yes. Let's all go to Crater Lake and vogue.
Yeah. Little known fact. If you haven't been there, how would you know?
Yeah. Come at
They're
us.
like, we also know that you haven't been there.
That's right. We need to go there together.
I want to go to there.
Do you want to come with us, Dalen? Let's go right now. How far is it?
It's pretty far.
Let's Google it.
I do have a thing later. I know I said that before, but like by then I definitely have a thing for sure.
There is something else about the lake that does sound truly spooky in all of the ways. The old man of the lake.
Okay.
But it's not really how it sounds. So this old man is actually a log from a hemlock tree that floats upright around the lake.
Okay.
There is 3 feet sticking out of the water, leaving the rest of its 30 feet below water. So he just literally bobs around like this in the lake all day.
Okay. I mean, the whole time you were talking about this, and I just want you to picture this because it wasn't a very long sentence, but I'm just like, get off my lawn the entire time in my head on a loop.
Honestly, that's kind of the old man's vibe.
Oh, great. Okay.
You picked up on it.
Okay.
But I wrote, this is a real iceberg situation because it's got like 3 feet sticking out and then like 27
down
feet
below.
down below. Yeah.
How is it just chilling there?
Dude, nobody knows. We'll talk about it. So the first recorded sighting of the old man was in 1896, but tests of the log show that he is at least 450 years old. So he could be older.
Super chill. I'm fine with that.
And that doesn't necessarily mean he's been floating for 450 years. That's
almost
tested
worse.
Just like the log is that old. So they don't actually know how long he's been floating for. Nobody knows why or how the old man stays afloat. There's no roots weighing it down like they see in other places as like there's these trees that will float, but they have like large root systems holding them in place. This one doesn't have that.
Okay, so I don't like that.
There's nothing else weighing it down. They think that it's possibly because it's been submerged in the cold water so long that it like changes the density and like helps it stay upright. A bunch of sciencey shit I like was glazing over. I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
But the point is that they don't really know why.
That's super chill.
It's so creepy.
I don't. Okay.
Some people think he's the spirit of the lake or a protector of the lake.
I feel like that would explain a lot.
Once they tried to tie up the old man to the shore so that he wouldn't cause damage to boats because they were doing like submarine searches under the water and they didn't want to like bump into the old man.
Okay.
So they tried to tie him up and it didn't go well.
I was going to say, doesn't seem like this is going to end well.
The calm weather rapidly turned dangerous. And when they release the log because they were like, well, we can't dive now anyway. We might as well like release the log. The weather went back to normal. So I don't think they've ever tried it again. Cause like, don't fuck with the gods, you guys. I think he's like one of like definitely a spirit watching over the lake for sure.
Yeah. He's like, actually, I'm in charge here. So I'll thank you to, what's that phrase again? Get off my lawn.
Yes. See, you were picking up the energy.
Wow.
Obviously, floating around in the lake isn't the most gentle of lives, as you can imagine. The old man's wood used to protrude. Damn it, I messed up the sentence. You guys, I heard your giggles. I heard your giggles.
What about the old man's wood?
I was fine until I saw Caitlin's face.
I was trying not to look at either one of you, but I can see you both.
Yeah.
The old man's wood used to protrude like 4 feet above the surface, but his tip appears to be shrinking.
Oh, no. You hate to see it.
So he's gone down like a foot. So he is sinking, you guys.
Rough times.
Leaving people concerned about what's going to happen when the last of the old man finally sinks below the deep blue surface of Crater Lake.
Yeah, we should probably be checking on that.
Yeah, like keeping an eye on it. Obviously, it's been there for a long time and it shrank a foot. So it's got 3 to go.
Yeah.
So let's do the math on that. Let's figure out how long he's been floating around there. We don't know for sure.
Yeah. Somebody listen, okay? Keep your eye on that old man wood.
Yes. Everyone keep your eye on all of the old man wood. Make sure it doesn't catch you off guard. I'm wondering if the old man ever sinks, if like that's when it's gonna explode again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Activation.
Seriously, I don't know.
Okay. So seriously though, like we say this jokingly, but then also with all seriousness, someone keep an eye on the old man's wood.
Yes. Keep an eye on the activity. I'm curious to see if as it gets lower, if like the earthquake activity will pick up, or
are there just like changes to the ecosystem or
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm really happy that no one has like snuck on and like trespassed and like done anything bad to him. I don't like stolen him or something, you know?
Yeah. That would be such a typical but very dickish move.
But I don't know. Maybe people have tried and like things have happened and they've failed. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, this whole thing kind of made me think, because there's like wood above the surface and there's wood below the surface. Like in the beginning, we talked about the chief of the above world, the chief of the below world. It kind of made me think of as above, so below.
Yes.
Like that whole, it's just relating back to that old story too, for me.
I kind of picture a seesaw. It's like almost a battle between the above and the below.
Ooh. I wonder if maybe he'll go back up to 4 feet or something.
Yeah.
Like, or if he'll just keep sinking. I don't know.
Ooh.
I'll have to keep an eye on it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta move my left foot.
Like we talked about.
Okay.
There's a little bit more of a traditional haunting at Crater Lake Lodge.
Okay.
A family stayed there and ended up leaving after the first night, even though they planned to stay 2 nights.
Okay.
They said that there was a, quote, overwhelming feeling of doom and dread.
I mean, did they put that in like a Yelp review or?
No. This was a comment, I think, on one of the stories about Crater Lake. But yeah, so they made a comment on it about how they just felt this really bad vibe there and they had to get out immediately, even though they planned to stay another night. They were just like, no, we got to go.
Trust your gut.
And other people say that there is a ghostly little girl hanging out in the halls there.
You know how I feel about this.
I do. And I know how you feel about this too. There is a male spirit that frequents the elevator. No kids, no men. Everyone
I
Get
feel
out.
like at a certain point, am I just saying like it's too people-y?
It's too
Although a
people-y.
man on an elevator, come on. Tell me that's not creepy.
Yeah. He's just
I dare
lurking.
you. That's
Ugh.
like, okay, still, it's an elevator, but like I pick the bear.
At least he's not a man that's like hanging out by like the escalator or the stairs, like trying to look up skirts and shit, you know?
Ew. Yeah. God, sometimes I forget about the things we talk about and then you like parrot back to me stuff from my episode. And I'm like, oh no.
Them upskirt photos.
Oh boy.
Because of the remoteness of Crater Lake, there have, of course, been Bigfoot sightings. I'm trying to point.
She's pointing. She's got to like slowly like calibrate based on where the camera.
It's really hard.
Yeah. I wouldn't even try.
There's a story of rangers spotting something large and foul smelling.
That's right. I forget. He's famously stinky.
So stinky.
Yeah.
Very smelly.
No, thank you.
You need some Axe body spray.
Oh, I don't know that that's what we want.
Yeah, if you're really stinky, you can cover it up with Axe body spray. That's how that works.
I feel like there's an entire generation of men that have documented that's simply not the case.
I mean, it's got to be better than just his natural scent. I don't know.
Okay, listen. Not a sponsor. Maybe, I don't know, maybe try Febreze.
Febreze, yeah. Because he does have all that fur, so that can, the Febreze can like sink into that. And
yeah, you got to get like the pet one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should go Bigfoot hunting and just be armed with pet Febreze.
That's our
on the
big
side
break.
of our
That's how we get
belts.
the big sponsorship.
So the rangers that spotted the large foul-smelling creature roaming through the woods, they followed it and they had pine cones thrown at them as they got closer, which is like a huge theme through like Bigfoot stories.
Okay.
Bigfoot
yeah.
encounter
It's part of
reports.
the lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he throws stuff at you.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like this isn't a question. I'm just going to say it. These were white people. Because like it's like a unique trait that we have where we're just like, I'm going to go into the basement.
Oh, yes.
It's like that one car insurance commercial where they're like, we should go into the barn. And the barn has like all of the swinging knives and scythes. No, it'll be much safer here.
Yeah, well, they wanted to spot Bigfoot. They had to go follow him. They had to make sure that he wasn't going to do any damage to the lake. I don't know.
I was like, white people be crazy.
So let's keep going down the cryptid path, shall we?
All right.
And talk about the Crater Lake serpent.
Shut the fuck up.
Of course. There's a body of water. There's a fucking serpent in it. Okay. There's some sort of cryptid creature living in the lake, especially if it's this deep. You don't know what's down there, man.
Wow. It's him and Adele.
Rolling.
Thank you. There might be infants listening to this that don't know who Adele is.
If you don't know who Adele is, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
just do a little goog.
We respect you an intense amount less.
We're going to need you to immediately figure it out once you hear about it. You need to figure out who Adele is.
Hello? Like, do you
is
even
it me
know?
You're
like,
looking for? Oh, wait. Wrong song. That's some Lionel.
I was like, yeah, different hello. I was like, I don't remember it going like that.
I
That's
literally
weird.
can't think of any other song. Like, I know Adele's song, but it does not come to mind.
Oh.
I'd have to hear it. Finish. What's the rest of it?
Well, now all I can think of is fucking Lionel Richie. Hello, it's me.
Hi, I'm the problem? That's me?
God damn it. That's as far as we'll ever get.
Well,
And I took an entire 4-hour flight and listened to nothing but that. I just literally broken up with somebody like
oh.
an hour before boarding my flight.
You listen to Adele or Taylor Swift?
No, I listened to specifically Hello.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's intense, girl.
Sure was. Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. You ever cried in public for 5 hours straight?
Actually, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it worked out okay.
I think you're trying to distract me from the cryptid talk here.
Listen, you're the one that brought up Adele.
We need to talk about this serpent.
All right.
So a woman named Maddie Hatcher was on a boat tour on the lake when she saw something huge and dragon-like swim underneath them.
I feel like it's probably fine. Or I would just ignore that.
A huge dragon-like serpent was swimming under your boat. Unfortunately, no one else saw it, and she tried to tell people about it, and they didn't believe her, which is rude.
Crazy pants.
Yeah, she's just a woman. What did she eat that day? Was she hungry?
Honestly, she's hysterical. And not in a funny way.
She's so hungry she could eat that dragon. Okay, what haven't we touched on yet? Oh, yeah, UFOs.
Oh.
So people tend to see UFOs or UAPs as disc-shaped lights flying at incredible speeds and even submerging into the lake.
Okay, I was like, well, what does that have to do with the lake?
They see them flying around the lake and even like going down into the lake.
Show off. Or just like going to the diving board and...
I mean, if I had a cool, like, zippy little spacecraft, I'd probably fly it around like that too.
I guess. Hopefully they've got good form.
I wonder if they live in the lake. Or if they do they come from space or do they come from the lake?
That's why it's so deep.
Aliens, man.
This is starting to sound like the other show.
No, we are not like them, I promise. Okay. Let's move on to like some sad stuff, unfortunately. I'm so sorry.
Cool.
As with any other large wilderness area, there are a number of deaths and missing persons cases.
In national parks?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. We all know. It's treacherous out there, you guys.
Everyone goes home safe. I simply can't with what you're saying.
That's why I'm like, if you go, make sure you're prepared. Even if you just think you're going hiking for a day, just be prepared for all of the possibilities.
Yeah. Food, water, blankets.
Watch your step, those kinds of things.
I'm sure there's other things.
Oh my God, there was such a sad story. I didn't include it. But a woman was sitting down on a ledge and fainted and fell off because I think she was like too hungry. She didn't eat enough or something. Or she got like too hot or didn't have enough water or something. But where she fainted.
Nightmare.
So eat, drink water.
I get all of those. I get all of those things all the time. And I would literally fall.
Don't sit on any ledges. Make sure to sit.
I would never.
Not close to any cliffs, anywhere you could fall off. Just sit on the ground. It's so sad and scary. So be careful, everyone. In 1975, 19-year-old photographer Charles McCullough went missing while visiting Crater Lake to take some stunning winter landscapes.
Okay.
They searched, but they found no sign of Charles until a year later when 2 hikers found his remains. A year later. I mean, it was winter. We've talked about it. It's really hard to search for people in the winter.
I mean, it feels like it shouldn't be. If there's snow on the ground, you should be able to track his movement very easily.
I mean,
I
if
would
it keeps
argue.
snowing, like, I don't know. It just like covers up your tracks. And
Maybe.
There was a lot of snow. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
I say that a lot. We'll talk about it.
Okay. But do we have to?
Yeah, we do. I mean, this is like your territory I'm getting into here, so you should be excited.
I mean, is it?
Kinda.
All right.
His remains consisted of only foot bones, broken shin bones, and the crown of his skull, which was found 12 feet away from the rest of him. Which is like animals get to it. That sort of makes sense, but I'm going to talk about some other stuff.
Yeah. I wish you would.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Authorities think that he just got lost in the snow, possibly fell down and succumbed to the elements. And then animals decided that they needed to eat. You know, it happens.
As they do.
There was like 7 feet of snow on the ground at the time that he went. So it's not great to be out there in that deep of snow unless you're like fully prepared. If you've done it a lot, even if you have done it a lot before, I feel like people still, shit happens, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, oh my God. So many things can happen.
Yeah.
Watch The Revenant and they'll show you all of the things that can happen.
No. There's no bears at Crater Lake.
There's not?
No. There's none.
Oh, okay. So we're going with that.
No reported bear sightings, just Bigfoot.
Totally.
But Charles's family thinks that the remains point to something more sinister.
Mm.
He was found 12 miles from the trailhead that he was planning to take.
Huh.
Remember that 7 feet of snow?
Yeah.
Like I wrote inches. I'm pretty sure it's feet.
Yeah.
7 feet of snow. And how do you get 12 miles in that?
Yeah. I mean, even 7 inches.
Right.
If you're going to make that argument. That's a lot of snow.
It is a lot of snow.
That's a lot of snow.
His jeans were on top of a log as if he'd been sitting on it. And inside his jeans is actually where they found the broken shin bones. Yeah, it's fucking weird, dude.
Okay, well, here. So I was going to say, like, there are a lot of famous cases where people may have succumbed to essentially hypothermia and they find them naked.
Yeah, that's one of the things because his jeans were unbuttoned and his belt was undone as well.
Okay, right. But what they don't find inside the clothes is their bones.
Right. So he either was like undressing or because there's more. Trust me, there's more. Okay. But wait, his jacket, shirt, and boots were never recovered. So those were all missing. I don't know if maybe he like stripped along the way or if do animals like take your clothes? I don't know.
Okay, but animals don't take your clothes and then delicately place bones back inside of the
I don't know.
clothes.
I feel like he was like on the log and then I don't know if he was just sitting there when he passed away and then all that was left were like his shin bones, but they were also broken. So I don't know if the animals
that
would
almost
do that.
sounds like a fall.
Yeah. But like, how did he get on top of the stump? I don't know. It's very weird. Yeah. And his toe or his feet bones were still in his socks, which that kind of makes sense. I don't know.
Maybe.
It makes me think of like the feet that are found that wash up on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
And they've said that, you know, the bones will stay in there and they will kind of stay intact because they're protected by the.
And we all believe that.
I don't know.
For
Science.
sure. Like your shin bone doesn't stay in the pant. Like that's not the only. If you were sitting on the log when you died and then animals ravage your carcass, they're not just going to find a singular shin bone in the pant. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like thinking that if maybe it was broken enough to where it broke off. And then if they drug the rest of like the legs away, if those just stayed in. But like, I don't know. I'm not trying to think about it that hard either.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I don't like it at all. But I agree. We do need to know how tight the pants were.
I don't know how tight the pants were. I don't have those answers for you. But there is another weird thing that his camera equipment and money were never found either. So he obviously had camera equipment with him. He was traveling, so I'm sure he had money on him. Yep. None of that was ever found. So his family kind of think that maybe someone else was involved, that maybe robbed him, and
that feels like a fair assessment based on the information that I have.
Yeah. And his brother actually wrote one of the articles I got a bunch of this information from.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ugh, it's so sad. He was like 19 years old, just trying to go take some beautiful photos of Crater Lake. And he didn't make it.
This is so weird, though, because as you know, I am currently watching 6 Feet Under.
Yes.
And I'm just now at the episode where Ted Mosby, in like, I'm pretty sure 1975, drives his slug bug off the road. And his skeleton is then found like at whatever point in the show this is, like 40 years later.
Spoiler alert.
Listen, okay. I'm assuming that I'm the last person on Earth to pick up 6 Feet Under. Don't know how I missed that boat, but
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, here we are.
I'm glad you're on the boat.
Yeah.
Don't get off the boat because the lake is deep. And there's dragons in it.
Okay, well, now my foot hurts too bad to put it back up, so.
I don't know. I kind of thought maybe if the snow was so high and he like fell somewhere and then made it, maybe he didn't know he was like on top of a log or something. Maybe it was just snow and then and then as it melted, it just happened to be
I like that.
On the log. That. I mean, I hate it.
No, I mean, it's awful. It's terrible.
Doesn't make any of the other stuff make any sense.
No,
but I guess
really.
That's possible. If you are curious, though, there is like a whole, his brother got like all of the police documents. You can like read through them. It's kind of just a lot of back and forth. Like, we can't find him. We didn't. Yeah, we found this, but
it was the 70s.
If you're interested, that link is in the sources.
In the sources.
Well, let's go to this next one because it's really, really scary. A man known as Mr. Cornelius was sightseeing with his wife at Crater Lake. And no one knows why, but out of the blue, get it? Out of the blue. That's my last joke because this story is really sad. Out of the blue, he hands his wallet to his wife and purposefully slides down the snowy caldera wall down toward the lake. He was presumably trying to unalive himself, but he didn't make it to the lake and he just broke his leg. But that wouldn't stop Mr. Cornelius. He continued to the water's edge and tragically proceeded to drown himself. He was very determined.
I would say so.
And literally nobody knows why. Like, you're just having a day with your wife, walking in nature, and all of a sudden you just give her your wallet and then like try to jump, but he didn't really jump. He just like slid down and then you just go drown yourself? What?
Oh, wow. I
don't know.
Expecting that?
No, me neither. When I read it, I was like, what is this? And this isn't something. So there was a lot of stories I was kind of like trying to Google to make sure I could find other records of the stories. Cause there was one story that I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
And I looked and it was like totally not even
substantiated
something that happened.
Yeah.
But this is in like the records of the lake. Like the rangers keep like documents and this story is in those records. So like this happened.
Shit.
Yeah. There was witnesses besides the wife. There was someone else that witnessed it. It's so weird.
Wow.
Because I was thinking like, well, maybe if the wife is the only witness, like, did she just like push him, you know? Like, did that actually happen? But yeah, there was other witnesses and it goes back to like that thing where if you stare at the lake too long. it might lure you to your death.
Yeah. You know what would be perfect right now?
What?
If we're not going to, but if we were to cut to a BetterHelp ad.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
This feels like it has to be some sort of like a psychotic episode or a mental break.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate when I go nonverbal because we work in largely a audio medium.
You say that a lot.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I feel like your nonverbal though is like funny. It's like
yeah, there's still a lot of sound. It's not truly
just not words.
Yeah, it's a lot, but
yeah, I don't know. That was so sad, and things just get sadder kind of from here.
Great.
So we're almost done, I promise.
Okay.
Several planes and even a helicopter have crashed into the lake. Remember what you said at the beginning of this before we started? Something about crashing planes?
I don't know.
You're just picking up all the vibes today.
That's fine.
They think that most likely the pilots that are crashing are seeing the mirror-like reflection and getting confused on what's up, what's down.
Oh, I hate that.
It's very scary. That's flying terrifies me because I always hear about these things where they lose the horizon. They don't know what's up and what's down. It's too foggy to see. I don't like it.
I mean, but I feel like now in modern aircraft, unless you're flying in a certain type of jet that, yikes, they have navigation controls.
These aren't recent.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up question. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense.
I didn't write down the dates, but they're not like the 2000s, I don't think.
Yeah.
In one of these instances, pilot Dave Nunn was involved in a fatal plane crash. His plane vanished from radar near Crater Lake National Park and was not found until 7 years later. 90 miles north of Crater Lake near Huckleberry Mountain. So, do you know Huckleberry Mountain?
I mean, I know of it. Yeah.
I never heard of it. It sounds so cute.
Adorable.
I don't want to think that there's a plane crash there.
I mean, there's also probably bears there from what I hear.
Really? Huckleberry?
Well, they like huckleberries.
Do they?
Yeah.
Because they're bears. And they're huckleberries.
Okay. Well,
I'm done. Sorry.
I think they particularly there's a lot of berries out there.
I kind of look like a berry right now. Do you think the bears will eat me?
Probably.
Because of my purple hair. I look like a huckleberry.
Enough to eat.
Oh, this is so sad.
Great.
His wife, Jean, later wrote a book about her experience that night. She had randomly woken up at 9:30 p.m. with a chill and the feeling of someone touching her leg. She says that she just knew that the plane had gone down and she'd lost her husband. So apparently it wasn't I don't think she got a creepy vibe from the touch. I think it was more just like a, hey, I'm here.
I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
I am the messenger.
Oh. And when she called the airport, they did confirm her worst fears. The plane fell off the radar at 9:20 p.m.
I was like, maybe it's just a dead zone, you know?
I mean, yeah, it was a dead zone.
Oh, fuck.
They did die.
Oops, sad.
Isn't that crazy though that she had this? Oops. Something weird happened. Okay. Don't go near my computer. Sorry, computer. Why it's affecting this, I have no fucking idea.
No one knows.
They're not connected.
We're not meant to know.
Yeah, so crazy that she woke up at the pretty much probably the exact time he was passing away. It just was sad.
This is why I never sleep.
Because you don't want to get woken up. Good thing your husband doesn't fly planes.
And he will never be allowed to in the future.
He's not going to be allowed to do a lot of things. No photography hiking anymore for him.
Not solo.
Well, should we do some tarot? Some Crater Lake tarot?
Yay.
We'll figure out what deck we want to use.
That deck.
That deck. You gotta let it finish.
I thought it was finished.
No, it wasn't done yet.